Hello. The topic of today's discussion is titled Whys and Beliefs. Okay. You can get all the content you can possibly be given. The content, the how, is all around you. Okay? So that's not an excuse why not to do something. Okay, people say you need a why. Okay, so what's my why? I want absolute freedom to do whatever I want to do when I want to do it. And I want the same for my daughter. I want to make a decision about something and not have any restrictions to do that at any given time. For example, there was one time, like, I love snowboarding, for example, and I saw that, and I know I'm not that great at snowboarding because I still sometimes fall my butt, and I still love it. That's just part of the fun. Okay. I'd love to know how to do it better so that I can turn properly. I have trouble turning, which means I've discovered that I probably need to change my bindings. If you know anything about snowboarding, I probably need to change my bindings, turn them around so that it's natural and not goofy. If you know about skateboarding, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I want to learn. My point being is I have trouble turning, and I want to learn how to snowboard better. And the opportunity was presented on the internet. I saw that Australian Olympic snowboarder Tora Bright was conducting Roxy snowboarding boot camp, and I can't remember where it was. I think it was in Whistler, or it may have been in Lake Tahoe. I can't remember, but I really wanted to go, and I think it was like $10,000 or something. So, and I didn't have the money, so that something I really, really wanted to do, and I haven't seen that opportunity being presented again. I missed out on that opportunity. Why? The want was there. I wanted to go. I didn't have the money. So that prevented me from doing something I wanted to do. So it's not the money itself that is a driving factor. It's for wanting money, if that makes sense. It's what that money can do for you, like it's the freedom that comes with it, and that's a why for me. And that's and my daughter as well. I want her to be able to take any opportunity given and just go for it without restriction, right? To be able to live anywhere you want, and it doesn't have to be in a mansion. Just want to be able to live in a place that you want. To travel wherever you want to go, to eat whatever you want, to be able to take opportunities and run with them, just anything that presents itself that you want to do, just to be able to drop what you're doing and just do it, basically, to live how you want to live, or how we want to live. So that's a driving factor for us. That's a why. But what's more important than a why? I watched a live video today about a why, but there's something bigger than that. There's something bigger than that that's going to drive a person to take action on something, and that's a belief. They need more than a why. They need a belief. Because when I was doing market research for my business that I wanted to do, someone gave me the idea for targeting single mums, right? So I started, I did an interview for market research about single mums. I wanted to know what they wanted, etc. So I had a discussion with a single mum, and we were talking about, what we're getting down to, what should the Independent Mum Success Club, what should that provide? Okay, and we talked about what her wants were. Like, she wanted to be a singing teacher, and I talked about her struggles, and she'd been through so much and what her fears were. and like those fears that she had for her future, like I could piece together what she was saying, and I could think of a solution in my head, but I didn't say anything there and there, but I could see so clearly what could help her, like, because she wanted to be a singing teacher, and there was something preventing her from doing that. And she's also a teacher. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you can go back and watch my YouTube videos to see the interview. She wanted to be a singing teacher, and she was a teacher, a primary school teacher, or a high school teacher, and she didn't want to do that anymore. And her dream was to be a singing teacher. And I could see that, you know, she could quite easily start her own singing teacher classes online. That would be so easy, and that would provide her with the freedom, you know, to be with her daughter and to get the extra money and to make her dream happen and do it in a cheap way. And then she could have sales funnels and advertise them on social media and direct them to her singing classes on her own singing site, membership site. And that could be quite easily done with ClickFunnels. So I could see that solution, but I wasn't telling her this, but that's what she could do. But she didn't see the way out of what she was doing. Another thing, I could see that because we discussed also, we talked about providing homeschool products and stuff like that, or like a place where mums could go to get resources for homeschool. That's another thing we talked about. And then we got on to what if like a group of single mums got together and travelled around and went to, where would she like to go? She said Paris, right? And I said, well, wouldn't that be, you know, an awesome thing to do, to get together with other single mums? And because one of her things was loneliness. She didn't want to be lonely, and she was afraid that her daughter was going to, you know, leave home. She was growing older and she was worried about her daughter leaving and she was going to be left alone. Okay, so I said, well, you know, wouldn't it be awesome if there was a group of single mums that got together and travelled the world, okay, and went to Paris? And she thought, oh, you know, we could do anything, you know, but I could see that there was a bit of a, you know, a not sarcasm, but disbelief that could actually happen. You know, she didn't believe that she could one day go to Paris. You know, she couldn't see from where she was then that she could get to where she wanted to be. She could have her music classes. She could go to Paris if she wanted to. She didn't have that belief, that self-belief. So my point being is I could give her the information, right, of how to do it. But that doesn't mean she's going to do anything with that information because she didn't have that self-belief. So in order to achieve anything, you've got to have belief. That's first and foremost. You've got to believe you can do it, because you can have the resources. You can be shown how to do something, but it's not going to make the person take action, is my point. That's what's going to make someone take action, is their own belief. So people need to work on that. Maybe people need help with that. I did this course once about how to turn your people have goals, right? But there's also something within all of us, our own fears, that's telling us subconsciously that we can't get to our goal. Okay, and there's a way around that, is by proving yourself wrong. I did this course which taught you, and it was through Harvard, what's called Harvard X, and they do free courses online. And it was about how to turn your inspirations into a belief. What's stopping you from making your aspirations come true and your goals come true? And it's within all of us, is ingrained this fear. And it you might not be able to notice it. When you think about it, there is a fear there subconsciously that's telling you can't do it. Okay. So you need to prove yourself wrong. And it's easy to just say that, but you need to actually physically do an experiment and find out what are those fears specifically. Okay. What is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen as a result of you creating your goals and your aspirations? What's the result of making that happen? What is the negative result that's going to happen from that? You've got to find out what that is. You've got to take steps to make those goals happen and actually do it and see what actually happens. Is your fear, is that an actualized occurrence? Did it really happen? That's what you've got to prove to yourself by joining an experiment and taking steps. Okay. I might try and just drum up the information that I got from that course and maybe present it in the next live video. I think that's what I'm going to do. And hey, Nikki Bird, how's it going? And Jimmy and Daniel, how you going? Thanks for listening. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do in the next live video. If you're interested in that, put me and I'll put that in the next video. So yeah, point being, you've got to have belief in yourself to do anything. So I hope that was value created for you today, and I hope you have a great day. And thanks for listening. It means the world to me. Bye. Bye.